Think about your YouTube journey. You scroll, you browse, you decide. What makes you click? The thumbnail. It's the first impression, the visual hook. A good thumbnail doesn't just represent your video, it sells it. In a sea of content, your thumbnail needs to scream, "Watch me." It's the difference between a viewer scrolling past and clicking play. Your video might be brilliant, but with a weak thumbnail, no one will ever know. This isn't about trickery, it's about grabbing attention in a crowded space. It's about communicating your video's value at a glance. So how do you create thumbnails that demand attention? Let's dive into the science behind the click. Color is powerful. It evokes emotion, influences decisions, and yes, it can make or break your thumbnail. Understanding basic color theory can significantly impact your click-through rate. Warm colors like red, orange, and yellow pop. They convey excitement, urgency, and energy, but use them strategically. Too much warmth can be overwhelming. Cool colors like blue, green, and purple are calming and trustworthy. They work well for topics related to nature, technology, or education. Consider contrast. A bright color against a dark background, or vice versa, will make your thumbnail stand out. Think about the overall feel you want to create and choose your color palette wisely. Your thumbnail is competing for attention. Make it vibrant, make it bold, make it impossible to ignore. Composition is about arranging visual elements in a way that's pleasing to the eye. It's about guiding the viewer's gaze and creating a sense of balance and harmony. The rule of thirds is a classic composition technique. Imagine your thumbnail divided into a 3x3 grid. Place key elements along these lines or at the intersection points to create visual interest. Leading lines like roads or paths can draw the viewer's eye toward your subject. Symmetry and patterns can create a sense of order and satisfaction. Don't be afraid to experiment with different compositions to see what works best for your content. Remember, your thumbnail is a mini masterpiece. Compose it with care. Section 4. See what works. Understanding human visual preferences. We're hardwired to notice certain visual cues. Our brains are drawn to faces, especially those expressing strong emotions. We're naturally curious and drawn to the unknown. Use this to your advantage. Feature close-ups of faces, particularly eyes, to create a connection with the viewer. Incorporate elements of surprise or intrigue to pique their interest. Movement and action also grab attention, if it makes sense for your content. Use images that convey a sense of motion or energy. Understanding how people see is key to creating thumbnails that stop the scroll. Section 5. Faces, close-ups, and emotions, elements that attract. Let's talk faces. We're programmed to connect with them. A smiling face conveys happiness and approachability. A surprised expression sparks curiosity. Use close-ups to your advantage. A zoomed-in shot of a face, a product, or a key element creates intimacy and draws the viewer in. It makes them feel like they're part of the action. Don't underestimate the power of emotion. If your thumbnail evokes a feeling excitement, curiosity, amusement, it's more likely to be clicked. Remember, your thumbnail is a window into your video's soul. Make it expressive.